A strange thing happens when you help the wrong person. You lose energy, they gain excuses, and somehow, both of you become weaker. Most people believe helping others is always virtuous, always noble, always right. But the Bible contains a far more uncomfortable warning. Not everyone should be helped in the same way. Because sometimes, what looks like compassion is actually participation in someone's destruction. And that raises a disturbing question. Can helping someone become a form of harm? Look closely at human history. Families destroyed by enabling addiction. Friends drained by endless manipulation. Communities exhausted by people who never change. The tragedy is rarely caused by a lack of kindness. It is often caused by kindness, without wisdom. The Bible repeatedly separates mercy from foolishness. Not because it lacks compassion, but because it understands human nature. The first type is the person who refuses responsibility. The book of Proverbs speaks often about the sluggard. Not merely someone who is tired, but someone who constantly avoids effort while expecting rewards. You've met them. Every crisis is someone else's fault. Every failure has an excuse. Every opportunity becomes a complaint. Help given to such a person often becomes permission to remain unchanged. The second type is the habitual deceiver. Trust is one of the most valuable currencies in human life. Yet some people treat truth as a tool rather than a principle. They lie when convenient, promise what they never intend to deliver, and use the goodwill of others as a resource to exploit. The Bible warns repeatedly against partnering with deceit because deception spreads. Like a crack in a foundation, it eventually reaches everything built upon it. The third type may be the most difficult. The mocker. Not the critic, not the skeptic. The mocker. The person who rejects wisdom before hearing it, who laughs at correction, who treats every lesson as an insult. Proverbs warns that correcting such a person often produces hostility rather than growth. Because the real problem is not ignorance, it is pride. And pride can turn even the best advice into fuel for resentment. The fourth type is the person addicted to conflict. Notice how some individuals seem to carry chaos wherever they go. Different workplace, same drama, different relationship, same arguments, different city, same enemies. The scenery changes, the pattern remains. The Bible frequently warns against becoming entangled with people who love strife, because conflict can become contagious. Spend enough time around constant outrage, and eventually your own peace begins to disappear. The fifth type is the exploiter. These people view generosity not as a gift, but as a weakness. They study compassion the way a hunter studies tracks, not to appreciate it, to use it. At first, helping them feels noble, then it becomes expected, then demanded, then resented if withheld. What began as kindness becomes captivity. The sixth type is the person committed to destruction. This is perhaps the most heartbreaking. Someone who repeatedly chooses harmful paths while rejecting every attempt at guidance. The Bible never says such people are beyond redemption, but it does recognize a painful truth. You cannot rescue someone who is passionately devoted to sinking. No amount of effort can replace another person's willingness to change. And the seventh type is the one few people expect. The person who constantly asks for help, but never seeks transformation. Because what they truly want is not freedom. They want comfort, not solutions, validation, not growth. And there is a profound difference. The Bible's warning is not about withholding love. It is about understanding the purpose of love. Real love does not always remove consequences. Sometimes it allows them. Real love does not always say yes. Sometimes it says enough. This ancient wisdom feels especially relevant today. In a world of endless notifications, public virtue, and social pressure, many people confuse being needed with being good. But being endlessly available is not the same as being compassionate. Being exhausted is not proof of righteousness. And sacrificing wisdom for approval helps no one. The deepest lesson hidden within these biblical warnings is not about judging others. It is about recognizing a dangerous temptation within ourselves. The temptation to feel important by rescuing people, to become addicted to being needed, to mistake enabling for kindness. Sometimes the hardest act of love is not giving more. It is stepping back and allowing truth to do the work that your effort never could. Because not every person needs another rescuer. Sometimes they need a reason to finally change. And perhaps that is why biblical wisdom has endured for thousands of years. It understands something modern culture often forgets. Compassion without discernment can become destruction, but compassion guided by wisdom can become transformation. If reflections like this make you see human nature a little more clearly, consider subscribing. There are still many ancient insights waiting to reveal uncomfortable truths about the modern world and about ourselves.